The Joe Rogan Experience.
You know what's crazy? Like I always say to you, like, oh, I don't mean to pronounce his name wrong, and then Ngannou, right? Like when he fought Stipe. Ngannou, when he fought my man, Immigrant Mentality, like a motherfucker. Yeah, he hits hard and all that stuff like that, but now that dude's still going to be more dangerous now. He's going to fucking take that loss and come back
man.
He's fucking machine.
You got to think how crazy it is that he went from being a guy who was homeless to 5 years later fighting for the heavyweight title. This is like a total amount of training. 5 years of MMA training, fighting for the heavyweight title, and he's the favorite. He's the favorite over a guy who's already defended it twice. I mean, it's crazy. That's how talented he is. That's how terrifying he is. That's how special he is. But a loss like that to a guy like that, like to a real champ like Stipe, that lets you realize where the top of the game is. There's a few more things to learn. There's a lot more days to get in training. But that guy's just begun. He's just begun.
Yeah, he's just begun.
5 years ago, he didn't know shit.
No,
he's way better now than he was 2 fights ago. Yeah, I see the difference. I see the difference in the way he moves. When he fought Overeem, it was significantly different than when I saw him in his first and second fights. His first and second fights, he was very good. But just insanely strong. He would hit guys with these combinations and clean technique too, man. He's not just a physically strong guy. He's also very smart because he's learning to do everything mechanically very good. It's not like a guy who's only been striking for like 3 or 4 years, so they look a little tight and weird, but if they land, they got a lot of power. Nah, man, everything is clean.
Well, like you said, some digging those trenches, Jack.
Oh, dude.
All that type of work gets you tough.
He's just a special athlete. And if he keeps going, man, I mean, boy, that guy learning more. To think about how little you learn in 5 years. Most of these guys have way more time in wrestling, way more time in kickboxing. The average guy, by the time he gets to the UFC, I would like to know what the number is of like how many years of training and competing they have. But it's got to be more than 2. Like he was like right in the UFC and smashing people. He's an amazing story, man. It's an amazing story. And for a lot of people, the way it ended is a good lesson for martial artists. It's a good lesson. See, even if you were an Ngannou fan, you're bummed out that he lost. I appreciate that. I'm an Ngannou fan too, but I'm more of a fan of mixed martial arts. I'm a fan of an honest, I want to know what it is. Like what is this? Like what's this contest right here? What's actually going on here? What's going on here is phenomenal athletic talent, massive potential. Like a super alpha athlete versus one of the toughest guys ever, who's been in the game longer, who knows more. He's wrestled. He's been fighting way more. He's been in the trenches way more times. He's had to dig deep. He knows what it's like to be really hurt and tired in a fight.
See, I appreciate the strategy of, like, how do you go into fighting a guy? Like,
perfect strategy.
It was like Rocky against Mr. T.
Yeah.
That's what exactly it was like. So it was like heart and fucking a little smart, stay away from that punch. It had to be, and I haven't watched the full fight. You know, I was working then. I'm on fucking stage.
My brother, getting hit by Francis Ngannou with MMA gloves is the worst thing that can happen to a person. He's terrifying. And Stipe got cracked multiple times in that fight. It's not like he didn't get hit. He got cracked, but he had made up his mind. He was going nowhere. He knew what to do. He'd been there before. That's an incredible lesson just for the overall the sport, for mixed martial arts in general. And the lesson is, like, he figured out, like, he had like the craziest end of video game character ever, right? And Ngannou's like the big boss in a video game. They're like, fuck, I gotta play against this guy. That's Ngannou. And Stipe figured out how to beat him, being 20 plus pounds lighter than him, way less intimidating in terms of his physical presence, although Stipe is pretty fucking intimidating. But Ngannou's so intimidating. He's so next level. 265 natural, giant, crazy frame. You look at him
What
and
is
go,
Stipe?
"Woo!"
When you're next to Stipe, that's when you
a big
realize
fella.
how big he is.
It's a big fella.
On TV, you don't look that big. When you're next to him, you're like, this guy's a big fuck.
He's a big fuck.
What's he
but
walk
his,
around at?
His asset is his mind, though, Joe.
Yes.
It's
I told
his
you,
mind.
dog, come on, dog.
Yeah.
I've been telling
That
you that
immigrant
for 20
mentality.
fucking years.
We talked
bro.
about the Wikipedia page.
Dog, I told you, immigrant mentality with
Tell him
American
about the
ingenuity.
Wikipedia page.
Listen, American ingenuity is fucking brilliant, and with the immigrant mentality mixed, like let's say you're still an American, but your dad could have called you Steve. No, you can still call him Stipe Miocic to remember where the fuck you came from. You understand me?
Ooh.
His father came. That's really
Yeah.
weird.